Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. If you're new here, I really do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, also leave a comment down below. Really do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel, and I love interacting with everybody, getting back to their questions, just really cool. So if you would, please check out our Instagram at Carryandcut, and if you want to support the channel, make sure to head over to Patreon at Carryandcut and show us some love. It really does make this channel happen, especially with everybody's support. All the proceeds to go directly back into the channel to buy new knives and new equipment to hopefully make the quality and the content better for you guys, which is definitely what I'm after. So with that being said, we got the tools out. We are going to be doing another disassembly and maintenance video today. And this one, we're going to be doing the Spyderco Leafjumper. And this is in the K390 steel. And if you guys missed a full review of this one, make sure you go check out the channel. We just did a full, somewhat comprehensive review on this knife, I guess you could say. A little bit of rambling, but we went over some really good topics and information on this knife right here. So let's go ahead and get right into this thing. Should be a fairly simple knife to take apart. We might be able to leave that pocket clip installed on there. We shall see. So let's go ahead and start right into it here. We got a T8 for the pivot. Let's see, T8 for the pivot. And we have T6 for the rest of the hardware here. So let's go ahead and start taking this pivot right out of here. What is going on there? Oh, just pretty loose. Definitely a pretty loose pivot, but we will make sure we take care of all the, well, that's pretty new. There is a washer on that pivot. That is kind of interesting. Make sure we keep an eye on what screws come out of which area. That's always very important to do when you're taking apart any knife, so you know which way it goes back together. And keep on working our way right down here. If you guys have never disassembled one of these mid-mounted backlocks from Spyderco, they are pretty easy to pretty easy to manage, I guess you could say. Let's go ahead and keep on moving right on back. It looks like we're going to be all the same size screw, which is going to be really, really easy to work on, I think. Hopefully I'm not shooting myself and just do a little bit of foreshadowing here. I always like to stack those up real nice. These are all D-shaped. What I mean by D-shaped is they are locked in. Once you push them through, they're going to be actually locked in and cannot spin from the backside, which is really nice when you're actually taking this stuff apart. So we should, in theory, be able to take this front scale, I'm thinking, right off, like so. And this is definitely a user knife. So we got a little bit of crud. I'm going to say a lot of crud going on in here. But super good action, though. So we do have, this thing is definitely in some desperate need of maintenance. Check that out. So we have one tiny phosphor bronze washer there. And we actually are stuck into this side with the pocket clip. So we'll go ahead and take this pocket clip off and try to do a full maintenance on this for Nick. This is, I forgot to even say that. This knife was actually sent to us by one of our awesome subscribers, Nick. Really do appreciate you, buddy. People like you is what make this channel go around, as I cannot, afford every single cool knife in the world, and not everybody has the same taste as I do. So getting these knives sent to me really does help out. And of course, we're going to take care of this thing. We already sharpened it for him, and we're going to be getting this back on the way to Nick's house here before too long. So we have a really cool Lynch Northwest deep carry clip. I've have Lynch Northwest clips on pretty much all of my knives now at this point, at least a lot of the Spydercos, and they are definitely my favorite. So that is one nasty looking liner right there. So this really gives you a really good idea of what is happening on this actual these backlog, mid-mounted backlog. So the knife's closed right now. We're going to go ahead and open, see that back leaf spring working. And of course, this spring right here keeps constant spring tension on this back lock. And then it locks right in there to the tang of the blades. These are really robust, actually locking mechanism they have going on here. So let's go ahead and take that one off right there. We have another phosphor bronze washer on that side. The nice K390 blade. We'll go ahead and these things can be a little bit of a pain to get out here. But just remember the orientation it came in shouldn't be too bad to put back together. All right, so that's our actual back spring, whatever you want to call it. This is our lock bar, if you want to call it that. We do have a G10 or whatever this FRN backspacer is. And then here is all of our D-shaped dudes like that. I don't know what you want to call those things, retainers, something like that. We'll keep the pivot one over here by himself. That's going to be an important one. They are a different size. So we have a whole entire mess of stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and get some alcohol out, and we will start scrubbing this thing down, trying to clean it up the best we can. Probably be a good idea to take the toothbrush and some soap and water to clean them scales up. They have some nice, some grunge on the outside of them, but this is a user knife through and through, and he has thoroughly loved this thing and thoroughly used it. So good for Nick. Use them up. I don't want to say abuse them, but definitely use them and take care of them, and they will last you for a lifetime. All right, so there's that part. Let's go ahead and get this blade cleaned up here. Be very careful with the sharpened edge, of course, especially this one. This thing is a screaming sharp edge on it now, thanks to the Worksharp. If you guys missed that video, we did a best beginner sharpener video, and it was pretty cool. Hopefully everybody liked that one. All right, we got the blade cleaned up. Keep rocking and rolling here into the other scale. And Spyderco's, this isn't like Benchmade's FRN or whatever the heck they use on their bug out. This is some really stout stuff, and with that you know, pretty much full length skeletonized liners they have going on here, really does make a big difference. It does add just a tiny bit more weight, but day-to-day person, you will not be able to tell the difference of it. When you get down to 3 ounces versus 1.9, I mean, unless you're like an extreme lightweight backpacker or something, you're not going to notice really any difference whatsoever. All right, so we got one liner cleaned up. Move on to this one. All right, now let's go ahead and clean up our backspacer here. This knife does have a built-in lanyard loop too, so a lot of people do like that. I'm not the biggest fan of lanyards, but they're there. If you want to do it, it is there. The thing has some serious buildup going on it. All right, half the time of taking these apart is going to be the cleaning part, but of course, that's why you do it. Take care of them, they will take care of you. Polish our lock bar up right there. Really stout, that's almost 1/8 of an inch thick probably. All right, let's go ahead and get our washers if we can. Try to clean these a little bit. Scrub a dub. Like so. Polished up nice. So this knife has incredible action for what it is too. Not being like a fidgety lock like the compression lock, it still does a really good job. Okay, so there we go. We got some crud cleaned off that one too. All right, let's go ahead and start reassembling this thing. Let's go with this side up first. Gonna put him in just like so, and we can run in our, maybe put these in the way they're supposed to go, like so. Of course, everything's got the D shape on it, so it's really, there's no way to screw it up, only one way to put them in, which is really, really nice. All right, so we can lay this on its back like so. Nope, forgot to put the pivot in. That's an important one. Can't forget the pivot. We probably should have cleaned that pivot up a little bit. We'll just wipe it off with our fingers. All right. Maybe so. Put that, that's going to be down. There we go. All right, we got all 5 pins installed, and they are all the same length, so that's really important to know also when you're putting this together. Let's go ahead and throw our backspacer in there. Try to get him lined up just right. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and throw our, let's do a washer first. And we'll throw a little bit of KPL on there. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy. And then I like to put the actual knife in, the blade, sorry. And then where's our back lock at? And then let's see, this goes in here like so. Can just got a lot of spring tension on this dude right there. Actually, let's go ahead and do this in opposite orientation here. Take this one out. So these can just be a little finicky, little tricky. Make sure it's all the way seated back in there. It definitely goes this way. A little bit of trial and error. That dude in there just right. I promise you, it is definitely not this challenging as I'm making it out to be. They're just really tight fit into there, and they have a whole lot of spring tension on them, keeping it in. Why I'm struggling so bad. It definitely has to go the other way to keep that tension. It's being a whole entire booger to get in there. Dang it. And we got in there backwards. There, we got it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and install our blade back in, like so. Go ahead and lock that one in. Oh, no, it fell out up here. All right. Whoop. There we go. So these things are under a lot of tension right here. So make sure you just kind of got to wiggle them where he likes to go. Let's throw a little bit more KPL on this side of our knife blade. We're going to throw down our other washer, like so. Other liner goes on, locks everything together, just like so. And then we're going to throw our other scale back on. Pivot screw, where did you go? Right there. So that's going to be our T6. Get our T8 back out, run this pivot down. All right, then we're going to keep working on our T6s all the way down along the back here. Little trick I like to do with my T6s is I like to run them, say we're not going crazy yet, we're just going to do a little bit tight. We'll do a full torque down here at the end. But I like to start my T6s backwards and just run them just like you'd be loosening up. Once you feel it click in, you feel it, and that's when you're actually engaged into your threads. These T6s are easy to strip, and you definitely don't want to do that. That is a bad day when you strip those out. I really do like this style of fastening though, because you have a lot of thread to actually engage. All right, let's go ahead and crank these things down a little bit here. Get everything aligned on the inside. He said that spring is under a crazy amount of tension in there. All right, our pivot. All right, let's see, run the action on it. Blade centering isn't quite there yet. We will work on that. A little more. All right. Get that pocket clip on there. That'll help us out a little bit too. All right. Of course, this is going to be set up for right side carry. Where'd our T6 go? Sometimes these Lynch Northwest clips can be a little challenging to start that top bolt there, your top screw. Sometimes I like to, if I can, stand it up on its end. Oh, easy to fumble these screws though. All right, just like so. And we'll go ahead and start our top one, just gently. Don't have to go crazy with the X. We might have to do a little bit of final adjusting to get the other two screws on. This goes for any Spyderco clip too, not really just the Lynch Northwest clip. They're kind of at a weird angle too, so. Kind of got to get them in there somewhat sideways, maybe. Help if you have a magnetic driver too at the same time. All right, there we go. All right, so that is how you disassemble and maintain your Spyderco Leafjumper in K390. Really do appreciate you guys stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, also leave a comment down below, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.